could it be? But me, your man, Louis T. Welcome to the 2019 NFL Draft Prospects 101 series, your guide to some of the biggest and hottest names of the 2019 NFL Draft. We're talking wide receiver, and the next wide receiver we're going to talk about is by far and away the most explosive and dynamic player in this draft, regardless of position. I'm talking about Oklahoma wide receiver Marquise Hollywood Brown. Now, not going to be able to see this guy's talent on display prior to the draft, as he had surgery on his foot to correct a Liz Frank injury that he had. Look, we don't need to see this guy run. We don't need to find out what his 40 time is to know that he is ridiculously fast. All right. The tape speaks for itself. Now, anyone that has watched college football over the last 2 years knows about Marquise Brown. All right. Hollywood. All right. And they know if you've watched, and how could you have not watched Oklahoma the last 2 years? The university that has produced back-to-back Heisman Trophy winners. If you don't watch college football, but you have watched from afar, or you've been a casual fan of the sport, you would have bumped into Marquise Brown, Hollywood, by accident. I mean, the guy's talent is ridiculous. And I know that most people love to compare other players, and I'm going to give you a comp to Marquise Brown later on in this breakdown, but he's special. He's special. There aren't many of these guys around. The only thing that worries me about him is injury. And we're talking about an injury that won't allow him to perform and to showcase his talents in all of the off-season extracurricular activities. And that's something that worries me with him. If we take injury out of the equation, however, this guy, to me, pound for pound, best receiver in this draft because of what he brings to the table. He's a walking big play, even when it's not a big play. His ability, similar to that of a Tyreek Hill, he's going to catch everything underneath with ample space. Why? Because you don't want to get beat deep. Nothing cheap, nothing deep. We all know the rules to the game, so we play. And with this guy, the simple 12-yard comeback, wide ass open. Why? Because you don't want to get beat for the 62-yard touchdown. You much rather give up the 12-yard variety than the 62 one. So, again, there's so much to like here, and there's so many things you can do with this guy, as you will see during this breakdown. Let's get to it. Marquise Brown, 5'10", $168, 2-year receiver out of Oklahoma, 25 career games, 18-yard per catch career average, which is stupid. 132 catches, over 2,400 yards and 17 touchdowns. JUCO transfer, blazing speed, as we know, back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. 2 games of over 240 yards receiving, big plays galore. Let's take a look at what he brings to the table. We'll look at some games from 2017 as well as 2018. And we start with a game that was so much fun to watch just because of all of the big plays, and not just from him, just in general. I remember watching this game last year when doing tape on Baker Mayfield, and to watch it again, it just brings back all of these memories of just how good of a game this was to watch and how fun it was to see these teams go back and forth. So we'll start in 2017 in this big-time rivalry. I don't know what they call it anymore. At one point, it was the Red River Shootout. Now it's something else. I don't know. I lose track. I don't know what it's called. I might be confusing that one with the Texas one. Don't get me the line. Just know it's a rivalry. Oklahoma State. Duh. So let's get to it anyway. And we start here in 2017, and Hollywood Brown at the top of the screen. And right here, ridiculous acceleration. Watch this on a hitch. 0 to 60 real quick. Real effing quick. All right. That guy had the angle. Keyword, had the angle. All right. I mean, there's no way he should have gotten an additional 10 yards after that safety closed on him. But he's lucky he even got a piece of him, to be honest. Bottom of the screen here. This is just ridiculous, pure unadulterated. But you see the hezzy right there? He's done. He's cooked. When you get the hezzy there with this dude, you can't fall for the hezzy because you can't keep up with him once he goes from 0 to 60. You don't have that gear. You see this? This is ridiculous. He's pulling away from these dudes. This is ridiculous. The strides that he takes, they're dumb. And that hezzy was nasty just now. Right here, make you miss out in space. Nice little whip route to the outside. And this is what he brings to the table. The ability after the catch. Whoops. The two-hand tag. That guy's still running free. I mean, that's dumb right there. And unnecessary, really, when you think about it. You didn't have to do that to that man. That's not right. Right here, watch him threaten with speed, and this creates separation. Remember I talked about how, comebacks and things of that nature are going to be wide open. Guys are going to be shook, man. There's no such thing as halfway crooks. They scared to death. They scared to look. They shook. He's going to get a lot of easy underneath routes. And in this one right here, you don't respect the speed, then it's cigar time, man. You don't respect what I do deep, this is what happens to you, okay? You get put on a 65-yard poster. It's cigar time, man. He's smoking dudes out here. And you're going to see this throughout the film study. I don't have to explain this to you. You already know. You already know what he brings to the table as we move on to the Rose Bowl in 2017. This is a classic right here. This first play, post corner for the touchdown. This isn't even a good route. All right. But because of the speed that you have to respect, if that man threatens you to the inside on the post, you must react. He breaks it back out to the corner. Got him. Touchdown. Easy money. Corner of the end zone. Right here. Look at this shallow cross. He's underneath on the shallow. Now watch this. This is why this guy is so special. Get a good block from the receiver on the outside, and he does the rest. Look at this. Make this guy miss on the cutback. You're too slow to catch me on your angle. So are you. And I'm still running inside the 15-yard line. I mean, that's dumb. That's a shallow cross he caught behind the line of scrimmage, guys. That's stupid. All right. Here, I need better effort on this play. And the man that he was supposed to be blocking makes the tackle and brings up 3rd and 2. They would not convert the 3rd and 2. They would have to punt and they would ultimately lose this game in overtime. That's trash effort right there. And I think his coaches got on him because I saw better effort from him as a blocker in 2018 than I did in 2017. And I think they showed him that tape and said, that's unacceptable as we go to 2018 versus Iowa State. And right here, this is a nice read sitting down in zone. All right. And then having the explosive run after the catch. Make that guy miss. And really, in effect, he takes out 2 defenders because him sliding into second base missing took out another defender. And then just watch him turn on the Jets. And turn what was a nice little zone beater over the middle of the field for about 15, turn it into a gain of 45. That's beautiful. Here, this is straight Hollywood. This is why we call him Hollywood right here, man. Because it's cigar time. Pull your cigar out, light it up, because those defenders are smoked. All right? And just puff a couple times. That's easy money for him, man. I get the safety. Open up. Corner can't stay with me. Touchdown. That Hollywood Brown is ridiculous. All right, right here. Deep comeback. He's wide open. And his speed is going to do. Look how open he is on his comeback. His speed is going to do that. Don't think that corner didn't see what he did to his running mate across the field earlier in the game. I'm not getting beat like that. So, yeah, I'm going to give you this comeback. You can have the 18-yard comeback. All right? You're not beating me deep. All right? This next game versus Texas in 2018. Getting creative with motions. Watch him come into short motion, then go back out. And now they getting creative with this. This is nasty right here because the 2 best athletes on the field on one side challenging a guy on a 2-on-1. Come on, man. That's not fair. Then that's what you can do with this dude. There's so many different things you can do with him. Here, this is just cigar time. More of the same. I don't know what these defenders were doing. They were asleep, but now you got to wake the hell up. And you're not catching me. I had to basically come to a complete stop to catch this rock. You're still not catching up to me because I'm Hollywood. This dude is ridiculous, man. And at that time, the game was getting out of control. They needed a big play. He delivered. You blinked twice and he was in the end zone. So now this is the game against Texas Tech in 2018. And this is a catch in traffic on a low ball on 3rd and 7. It's a nice, and again, this is just highlighting the fact that it's not always deep with this guy. You know, he can do the underneath stuff as well if you need him to. Here, this is a good over-the-shoulder catch, but you got to give your quarterback more room. I always talk about that red line. You hear people talk about that. He didn't give him, you see, he's too close to the sideline. There's nowhere for Kyler Murray to put this football. That's not a catch. All right? It's a good catch, but just know this. That's not good on Sundays. All right. His foot might have been down. I don't know, but that's not good on Sundays because you didn't give your quarterback enough room. But that's a nice over the shoulder catch though. I like that aspect of it. Here, this is just a straight up drop, and you'll get this from time to time with Hollywood where you're just like, bruh, don't do that. Don't do this. This right here. That's first of all, it's a hell of a grab. You'll see it from a different angle where that's a one-hander now. This wasn't a great ball by Kyler Murray. This wasn't the easiest of catches, but you did the hard part by stopping the impact of the football. You deadened the impact and you had the ball. Why are you dropping it? Like, what's going on here? Secure the rock. And I would get up holding my hamstring as well. And that's something you got to worry about with him. He's a finely tuned machine. All right. As we call him, he's a foreign automobile. Those take a lot of maintenance. He's got the rock right here. How are you dropping this? Like, what are we doing here, guy? But seriously, back to my initial point, which is he's a finely tuned automobile, and those need a lot of work. He's a foreign car. And look at this effort. Remember I talked about better effort in 2018 as a blocker? Watch him here. Late in the game, trying to put this thing away. Watch his effort. Watch him turn it up and get a piece here and boom, onto the ground, into the end zone, touchdown. You didn't get that effort from him in 2017. And I think they got in his ear and said, we need more effort from you as a blocker. And you saw it there. That's nice. Versus West Virginia. This one was for the right to play in the Big 12 Conference Championship versus Texas. So you had to have it on this slant right here on a 3rd and 7. That's nice. You see him use the pick route there to come inside on the slant, the hezzy, then inside to allow that first route to clear, to give him that pick he needed and that separation. That was gorgeous. This next play here, threaten the cornerback vertically, and then you come back, you step on his toes, you make him nervous, and then you come back. You see that corner wasn't even in the, that's not the guy that was covering him on the play that was close. All right. That's what he brings to the table. He's going to be wide open on underneath routes because of the threat of speed. Here, this is a double move, a stutter to the post, and then he splits the safety on straight speed. And this is nice. And what happened was the safeties froze because of the double move. You'll get to see this again. He'll split the safeties. One safety is kind of indecisive because of the stutter. All right. So the first safety has him as he's being passed off. Watch the stutter. Now the post. The other safety doesn't really know what's going on, isn't sure. And then it's just speed. And he can't get there. And he just didn't have a shot. Once he stuttered and he got that safety to stop his feet, he was dead. Dead, I tell you. So this next play here, deep post. Watch the subtle move to widen to get inside. And these are the subtle nuances of the receiver position that if you're not watching closely, you miss. But they make all the difference in the world. And this was a nasty face mask he took here. And it wasn't even called, which is crazy in itself. But nonetheless, look at what he does at the top of this route to create the separation. Yeah, we know he's fast. Yeah, we know he's able to separate by himself. But these little extra nuances are the difference between, this being a big play and this being potentially a touchdown. See him widen right there? Widen him out. Now I'm going inside. That corner had no idea. He had no clue what was coming because he might have been thinking, hey, this is a go ball. He's going to the outside, kind of a fade to the outside. He widens him and then he gets inside. That's nice. Right here, I'll take this effort. All right. On this run, I talked about him being a better blocker in 2018. I'll take this effort. All right. See him turn it on now. He realizes, oh, this got a chance to be a big play. Let me turn it up. And he didn't do much here. He didn't need to. Let's just get in the way here. Let's get in the way. That corner would have caught the running back. This is not a fast back here, but it was his ability to just get in the way that allowed that running back to get into the end zone. Look, I'm not asking for much, man. It beats poor, as a wise man once said. It ain't much, but it beats poor, and that was enough to help this guy get in the end zone. Here, he beat him off the line of scrimmage with pure speed. That ball should have been out in front a little bit more, but nice tempo to slow down, set up the catch, and then make it over the shoulder. That's great job of separating man from ball there by slowing down. If he runs too fast, he runs the defender right into that pass. So that's a great job of him doing that. Here, shallow cross. We've seen this before. Remember against Georgia in the Rose Bowl? Shallow cross. Watch what he does here. And this is why this guy is a unique specimen in this draft. Simple shallow cross behind the line of scrimmage. Again, breaks 2 tackles, gets some blocks down the field, and he does the rest. Again, a pass thrown for no gain turns into a 50-yard touchdown. That's why this guy is so special. So finally, we end up in the Big 12 championship versus Texas in a game that I thought there was some good and some bad in this game. This first one is a really good place, a nasty route to turn around Chris Boyd, a corner that I actually like, a physical corner out of Texas that I really like in this draft. That was a nasty route. And I know Chris Boyd was like, come on, man. I'm trying to get drafted, bro. Don't do me like that. So on this play right here, this is a TD drop. And I told you, you saw it against Texas Tech where you just get these passes where you're just like, bro, you can't drop that. Here, that's a touchdown. You can't drop that. And we'll get another look at it here. Yes, the corner is draped all over him. Yes, he's pulling them down. Yes, he's affecting them. Catch the ball. I know you can catch that one. I've seen you catch that one before. Catch that one and you're walking in the end zone. I need it. Here, this is also another element that we haven't discussed on this breakdown, but we're going to discuss it now. The ability with this kind of speed to just throw it up and get pass interference. That's another thing he brings. Look at that. That's another thing he brings to the table. That kind of speed, just throw it 40, 50 yards down the field and you're going to get some of these right here. That guy's scared to death. He's scared to look. He shook. He's scared to look because he doesn't want to look back and the ball come over his head. Then you get a free 50 at the next level. In college is only 15. Right here, over the shoulder, beautiful throw. I need it. Again, got to give credit to the defender. Chris Boyd with a great play to knock it away. You'll see it again here. But it's a great route. Stutter. Hezzy to the inside. Break to the outside. You got all the space you need to work. That ball could have been a little bit further to the outside, but it's still a good ball. Drops him right over the bread. I need you to squeeze it. Squeeze it and secure the rock. All right. Secure the rock there, though. He didn't do that. And then finally here, going up and getting the rock. All right. He didn't secure the catch, but I like the fact that he went up and he was aggressive and attacked the football. And he got injured on this play. And so I cut him a little bit of a break, but he didn't make the catch. But I like the aggressive approach there. But he didn't make the catch and he hurt himself on this play. And this was the beginning of all the injuries that we saw from him at the end of the year and the subsequent surgery that he ultimately had to have. But I like the way he attacked the football here. I like the way that he went up and tried to get that. But ball did hit the ground, as you'll see in this closer shot here. But I like the way that he attacked that football. And I wonder if the injury here to his foot caused him to drop that football. I don't know. Maybe just the impact of the ground. Maybe he was in pain. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. He just didn't catch it. But I like the aggressive approach there from Marquise Brown. Look, bottom line is Hollywood is a different specimen in a draft with a bunch of giants and physical presence type of receivers. He's a small guy with speed that scares the living daylights out of corners. Look, I'll tell you this right now. Ask any corner in the league. They much rather go against N'Keal Harry or A.J. Brown or DK Metcalf even with his speed. They much rather go up against these bigger receivers. It's easier to stay in their hip pocket than a guy like Marquise Brown. Hollywood scares the bejesus out of cornerbacks. All right. You could say what you want. Oh, he could be John Ross, be injury prone and not be able to help. That's true. That's a part of the risk factor in drafting Marquise Brown in the first round. But you know what? He could also be the guy that I'm going to comp him to. And if he's half the player that this guy has been throughout his career, sign me up for a first rounder any day. Twice on Sundays. Deshaun Jackson. Okay. Now, my first thought when I saw him was, this guy's Tyreek Hill. But Tyreek Hill has a different body type. Tyreek Hill is right around 190 pounds. And he's got a short, compact frame. Sort of like I compared Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson. You look at Kyler Murray and you're like, he's got like a gangly kind of frame. He's not a big guy. Whereas Russell Wilson, they're similar in stature, but Russell Wilson's thicker. He's got a thicker frame, so he can withstand a little bit more punishment. Same thing with Tyreek Hill. He's got a thicker frame. You know, he's built low to the ground, a lot more physically built, so he can take a little bit more punishment. Whereas Marquise Brown, he's a little bit more fragiler, like similar to Deshaun Jackson. He's got that longer, wiry more type of frame where he can't really sustain a lot of physical hits. You don't see him taking a lot of shots, nor do you want to. But the ability to take the top off of a defense and threaten them vertically and come free underneath, the ability to take a 1 yard pass and turn it into a 57-yard touchdown. All of these things are uncanny and remind me so much of Deshaun Jackson. It's not even funny. And Deshaun Jackson in the amount of 40-plus yard plays throughout his career, I think it's an NFL record at this point. And I don't even think the next guy is close. That's what Marquise Brown can be at the next level. Hollywood! If healthy. That's going to be the big key for him. Can he stay healthy? He's been healthy pretty much his 2 years at Oklahoma. If he's able to stay healthy, this guy's going to light the league on fire. I promise you. And so that's his breakdown here on the Louis T Network. Thank you for joining me. If you like what you saw, there's plenty more where that came from. Subscribe to the Louis T Network for more great content. Also, check out the podcast and give me support there as well. Louis T Network podcast available on Stitcher, iTunes, Google Music Play, TuneIn, and of course the website LouisTNetwork.net. I'm your man, Louis T, signing off. If it's not your man T, it's not the best NFL coverage. It could be. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.
Louis T Network.